This is
Rika Festival Dance.
This is the 7th week in a row you've shown
Rika Festival Dance.
Welcome to the August Hail. I'm August, and here on the channel I review anime visual novels. But for this series, we're going to cover the second season of Higurashi Sotsu. These series of videos will be an episodic review and will serve as a visual novel / original story comparison, as well as a theory crafting series to solve this new mystery of Higurashi. Spoilers for episode 11 of Higurashi Sotsu. And with that said, let's begin. To be honest with you all, I really don't have much to say here, considering that this entire episode was basically a rerun. I could put up with it in the past in terms of reused content, but this one's a bit too much. So the question we've all been wondering, what exactly happened inside Satoko's house, was finally answered. And personally, it's pretty underwhelming. Turns out, what we saw was a fabrication of events created by Satoko when she talked to Oishi, and not what actually happened in reality. Now, this isn't the first time Higurashi Sotsu had been playing scene tricks on us. Throughout the answer arc, the show had been deliberately not showing us specific shots and cut-ins from certain scenes. But this is the first time that the story used an unreliable perspective to directly mess with us, making us see different events from what actually transpired. The red tint shown in the original Higurashi Go scene might have been an indication that these are fake events, but for me, I just think it was Passione's special effects team being crafty, as they have been doing in the past in other places. Now, there's a very specific moment at the very end that may or may not be important later on, and that's the fact that Rena saw Satoko directly kill Oishi. Considering that memories get passed on through the fragments as repeatedly stated, this memory may come back up to get in Satoko's way in the subsequent fragments. Whether or not it will be used though is unclear. It's a possibility. I do have to wonder though, why didn't Rena reveal to Keiichi that Satoko shot Oishi and then offed herself afterwards? It would have been pretty important to note. Could Rena have been too traumatized by the events? But then again, it could be the anime deliberately cutting out a revealing detail, like always. If there's one last thing I want to bring up, it's Rika's small snippet of internal monologue, which brings up an interesting point. Rika has been mostly passive this entire time. Outside of the occasional suggestion here and there, she hasn't taken much effort to deal with the culprit. Even if she doesn't remember the moments before her death, she could definitely attempt to make some sort of theory. Instead, we see that Rika is slowly falling back into her pre-character arc state before the Minagoroshi Hen and Matsuribashi Hen arcs. If it feels like the world will end in tragedy, Rika will just give up on that fragment. There's a part of me that believes that Rika is patiently waiting for a miracle to happen, but without any conscious effort from her part, nothing will ever happen. That said, for me personally, knowing how Satoko got revealed in the end leaves a bad taste in my mouth. It felt too much like coincidence. Rika just so happened to get lucky that time. It makes me wonder, how exactly will Rika change or develop by the end of the show? Because so far, it looks like she's already regressed back to her old self or enveloped herself with a false sense of security. The next arc is called Higurashi Hen, which is the God Entertaining arc, which is mostly referring to Eiwa, but that's obvious at this point. I can only pray that we can get more original story content in the next episode. So what do you all think of this episode, and what are your thoughts? I would love to hear them. If you like what I do here, consider subscribing and check out some of my other videos here on the channel. New content every week. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all later.